Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about character functions in Oracle. A character function is a function which takes one or more character values as a parameter and returns either a character value or a number value based on the function we are using. There are various character functions are available in Oracle. Let's look at them one by one and see their use cases. The first character function is ASCII, which returns the ASCII code of a character or ASCII code of a first character of the string. This function takes only single parameter, which is either a single character or a string. Let's look at the example of using ASCII function in Oracle. Let's look at the ASCII value of character A, which is capital A. It is 65, and we have got 65 as the output. Let's calculate the ASCII value of small a, which is 97. So these are the single characters we have passed in ASCII function. Let's pass a string and find out the ASCII code for it. I have passed a string name Sumit. So we have got the output as 83, which is nothing but the ASCII code of the first character of a string. So the first character of the string Sumit is S, and the ASCII code for S is 83. The next function we have is char. So this char function takes ASCII code as an input and returns the corresponding character as the output. Now let's pass the ASCII code 65 in char function and see what is the output we are getting. We have got capital A. Similarly, if we pass 97, which is the ASCII number for small a, we have got the character back as small a. So ASCII function returns the ASCII code taking character as an input, whereas char function returns the character taking ASCII code as an input. Okay. The next character function in the list we have is upper, which takes one input parameter as string and it converts all the letters in a string to uppercase. The fourth character function in the list we have is lower. This function also takes one parameter as string and converts all the letters to the lowercase. Let's see the example of upper and lower functions. Let's use upper function and take one input parameter as string. Let's call it as John. So we have got the output in uppercase. Let's take another example of upper function and pass the string parameter Amit. And again, all the letters has been converted to uppercase. Now let's see the example of the next function lower. This also takes one input string so we have given a string as Sohan and this has been converted to lowercase. Let's take another example of lowercase function. This time we will give Amish as a string and we have got the output with all the letters in lowercase. Even if we are passing a string with more than one words, all the letters in that string will be converted to lowercase or to uppercase if we apply this upper or lower function. Let's use the lower function with a string having more than one words. Hi, this is to test lower function. Let's run this query. I'm sorry, I missed one single put. So if you look at here, the whole string converted to lowercase. The next character function in the list is initCap. This also takes an input parameter as string and sets the first letter of each word to uppercase and all other letters are set to lowercase. Let's go ahead and test this function also. InitCap and the string parameter, I will call it as Sumit. Let's run this query and if you look at the output, we have got the first letter of the string as uppercase and rest of the letters into lowercase. Let's take another example with more than one words, the string this time we have used is Yash Thakur, which is Yash is in upper caps and Thakur is all in lowercase. And if you look at the output, the first character of each word has been converted to uppercase, whereas rest of the characters in the word are converted to lowercase. So this is how we use init cap function in Oracle. Now let's talk about the next character function, which is lpet. This function takes three parameters as an input, which is the string, length, and the character. This function basically pads the characters to the left of the existing string with specified length. The next function is rpad, which pads the character right to the existing string with specified length. This function also takes three parameters: the string, length, and the character which has to be padded. Let's look at the practical examples of using both lpad and rpad functions. Here we have a string Akshay Tiwari and we want to add Mr. and space to the left of this string. To do so, we have used the lpad function with existing string, which is of length 13 character, and then we have given the total length after including this character functions, which is at the third parameter. So here Mr. is having the length of 4, mr dot and space. So this is a length 4 string, whereas the existing string is 13 character long. So total we have 17 as length, right? So now let's go ahead and run this lpad function. So if you look at the output, Mr. and space has been added to the left of the existing string. Similarly, if we want to add something at the last of the existing string, we use rpad function. So here we have the existing string, which is Akshay Tiwari, which is of length 13. Then we want to add space and G, which is total 3 characters. So 13 plus 3 total becomes 16, and that is what we have given the length here. So let's go ahead and run this rpad. So space G has been added to the right of the string Akshay Tiwari. Now what if we do not want to add the space? If you notice here, the total length in the output we want to see as 16, whereas the existing string Akshay Tiwari is having the length as 13. When we have added two characters, this becomes 15. And that is why it has added another j to fulfill the total number of length which we have declared here as 16. If you want to calculate the length of a particular string, we have another function which is length. So let's go ahead and test this string Akshay Tiwari. So this length function will give us the total length of this string, and that is 13. Okay. The next character function in the list is ltrim, which removes the white spaces from the left of the string. Also, we can remove the specified characters from the left hand side of the string. Similarly, we have rtrim function which removes the white spaces from the right of the string. We can also remove some specified characters from the string using this rtrim function. Let's look at the use cases of this ltrim and rtrim functions. So here we have a string with so many white spaces at the left hand side, and then we have the actual string. We want to remove all the leading white spaces. We can use this ltrim function. All the leading white spaces has gone. We can also specify a character which we want to remove from our string. So let's say for example we have so many zzzzz available along with so many white spaces. We can simply use ltrim function on this particular string and specify the character we want to remove. So we want to remove z and space. So all the z will be removed and all the spaces will be removed. So we have got the string Akshay Tiwari, whereas this extra zzz and white spaces from the left side of this string has been removed. Let's take another example. This time we want to only remove the leading zzz and do not want to remove the spaces. So I just mentioned the specified character which is z. Now let's select this query and run it. If you notice here, the white spaces are still there, which means whenever we use ltrim or rtrim character functions, if we do not specify anything, by default it will remove the white spaces. Whereas if we define any specified character, it removes only that character from the string. Clear? Similarly, let's go ahead and use rtrim function on the same string Akshay Tiwari, but this time we will leave the white spaces at the right hand side of the string. So here we have the string Akshay Tiwari with so many white spaces at the right hand side. This time we are using rtrim function which removes all the trailing white spaces if we are not specifying any character. So if we look at here, the output we are getting here it as Akshay Tiwari with no white spaces. Right? Now let's go ahead and see if we have this kind of string Akshay Tiwari space space white space so many white spaces, and then we have www, and if we want to remove www from our string, we need to specify this w character. Now let's go ahead and run this job. It only removes the www from the specified string. If you notice here, it has not removed the white spaces. If you want to confirm this, you can use the length function on top of this rtrim and you will get the length of this, which is 23. Now let's go ahead and remove w as well as white spaces from the right of this string Akshay Tiwari www, right? If you look at the output here, the white spaces are also removed. If you want to confirm, you can use the length function again on top of this rtrim function. So this time we have got the length as 13, which is actually the length of name Akshay Tiwari. Last time when we have only removed w character from this specified string, we have got the length as 23, and hence it is proved the white spaces are also removed when we have specified here in the third parameter. Okay, the length character function we have already covered, which gives us the length of a specified string. The next function we have is substr, which returns the specified portion of a string. So this function takes three parameters: the string, starting position, and the end position. If we do not specify the end position in substr function, it reads the data all the way to the end. Let's go ahead and see some practical examples of function substr. So here again we are using a string Akshay Tiwari, and we want to read from first position till sixth position. So basically we want to read the first six character of this string. So let's go ahead and run this, and we have got the first six characters as an output, which is A, K, S, H, A, Y. Let's take another example with the string Sagar Sharma, and this time we want to read it from seventh character, and we do not specify the end position. Whenever we use the substr function and do not specify the end position, it reads all the way to the end. So it starts from seventh character, which is S, and reads all the way to the end. We can use this function with our existing table data as well. So we have a table called employee with 14 records. Let's select a column employee name and use this function and read the first three characters from employee name column. So here we have used this employee name column with substr function and we are reading first three characters for all the employees. So here we go. The output we have for the employee name Smith, we have got the substring as SMI, which is first three characters. Similarly for Lillian, we have LLE. For Ward, we have WAR. For Johns, we have JON, and so on. So this is how we use substr function in Oracle. The next character function in the list we have is instr, which returns the location of a specified character in the string or the starting position of a substring. This instr function takes four parameters, which is string, the second parameter is substring, which we want to find inside the string. The third parameter is position, from where we want to read the string from. And fourth parameter is occurrence, which occurrence we want to see as an output. So let's switch to Oracle SQL Developer and see some examples of using instr function. So here we have a string Sagar Sharma and we want to search for the string A. We want to read this Sagar Sharma string from third character onwards and we want to see the second occurrence of A. So let's go ahead and run this job. So we have got 9. So if we are reading from the third character onwards, the second occurrence at ninth position. Okay. Now let's take another example, and this time we will not mention the position from where we want to read and the occurrence. So we have a string Akshay Tiwari and we want to look for the substring K. Notice here we have not mentioned any starting position to read from and the occurrence also. So if we are not specifying this starting position and the occurrence, by default instr function takes the position from the first offset and it gives us the first occurrence in the string. So if you notice here, we were looking for the substring k, which is at the second position. Even if we want to look at this substring a inside the string Akshay Tiwari, we will get the position as 1 because we have not specified the position and the occurrence of substring, and hence it has started reading from the first character and it has given us the first occurrence as an output. Now let's go ahead and read it from the fifth position and look for the first occurrence. So from the fifth position, if we are reading, we have got A at fifth position itself. Now let's change the position occurrence to second occurrence, which is here, which is at 11th position. So this is how we can use instr function to find out the position of a substring inside a string. Let's take last example for instr function. Here we have a string called corporate floor. We want to look for the substring or inside this string. We want to read from the third position onwards and we want to get the second occurrence of this substring or. So let's go ahead and run this job. So the second occurrence of the substring or is at 14th position. So we have read from the third position onwards and the first occurrence of the substring or is here, but we wanted to get the second occurrence which is here, right? So this is how we use instr function in Oracle. The next character function in the list is translate. So translate function converts each single character in a string to a different character. So let's look at the syntax of this translate. It takes three parameters as input, which is the string. Second parameter is the characters, basically the from string. And the third parameter is trans, which is to string. Translate returns expression with all the occurrences of each character in from string and replaced by its corresponding character in to string. Let's look at some examples of using the translate function in Oracle. So as I mentioned, translate function takes three parameters. We have an input string as Oracle space. Then we have from string RAE and we want to convert them to uppercase RAE. Please notice translate function checks the single character from string to the single character of to string. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this query. So if you look at here, each single character small r has been converted to capital R, small a has been converted to capital A, and small e has been converted to capital E in the output. Now let's take another example. Here we have a string 3 multiply then braces 2 plus 1 braces close divided by curly brace open 8 minus 4 curly brace close. Here we want to convert these braces of square and curly into this kind of brackets in the expression output. So let's go ahead and run the job. So if you notice here, all the square bracket and curly braces are converted to the braces which we have mentioned here. Okay, let's take another example. Here we have a string Oracle space Anil. Here also we want to convert RAE, which is in small case, to RAE in upper caps. So wherever it finds the small r in this string, it converts it to the capital R. Wherever it finds the small a in the string, it converts it into the caps A. And wherever it finds e in the string, which is in lowercase, converts it into an uppercase e. Right? So let's go ahead and run this query. And if you notice here, wherever we have RAE, they have been converted to upper caps. That is how we use the translate function in Oracle. The next character function in the list is replace, which replaces the character set in a string with a different character set. So let's look at the syntax of this replace function. This also takes 3 parameters as an input, which is basically the string, x, which is a search string, and y, which is a replacement string. Let's see some example and see its use cases. So here we have a function replace, which takes 3 parameters, which is string, search string, and replacement string. So what it does, wherever it finds character J in the specified string, it replaces it with BL. Okay, let's go ahead and run this job. So we have got the output as black and blue. Okay. The last character function in the list is concat, which concatenates two strings into one. It takes 2 parameters as an input, string 1 and string 2, and gives us a single string. Let's look at some examples of using this concat function also. So here we have used the concat function with 2 strings, which is Yash and Pal. When we will run this job, we have got the output as Yashpal, right? So with this, we have covered almost all the character functions in Oracle. I hope you understand all of them. That's it for this lecture. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.